Hey guys, Delman here with another video for you on the latest ATV. So far they've been talking about how they've been working on AI, well, human AI. You can see how the NPCs don't shoot through one another anymore, in terms of they'll be doing things like ducking and rolling and take cover and basically doing all the good stuff that we need them to do when the crap hits the fan, basically. So if you have an NPC crew on board your ship, you'll be in safe hands. They won't be just standing around looking at you as you're being shot at. They'll actually defend you and basically defend themselves. They've also been working on NPC modules that you'll be able to get for turrets. So this is big for, you know, multi-crew ships, larger multi-crew ships as well, like Constellations and, like, you know, Retaliators and other things like this. You can get an NPC turret module to put in the seat, and it'll take over for the player who used to be in there. You can also get one for autopilot and things like this, which is big leaps forwards in my opinion. I really do love watching this AA turret do its thing. I could watch it for hours. But yeah, I really love how it tracks the targets and engages them at their correct ranges. But there has been a few breaks in between firing and things like that, so there might be a trade-off here and there. They've been working on the room system here. As you can see, they're using the new door system right there. But the room system, how it works is, especially with airlocks and things like that, it will put oxygen into a room and then, you know, pressurize or depressurize it depending on where you want to go. They've also been working on other things such as advertisements and stuff and screens for stations and other areas that will be dynamic to you. Hopefully in the future players will be able to put their own things on there, but we'll see. Yeah, it looks really cool. I do love this. It makes the verse feel very much more alive. Right, so in the next bit, I'm just going to let the sound play and I'll talk about it afterwards. That's right, it's Vanduul Driller and Kingship time. How cool was that, right? I mean, it looked amazing. I'm really looking forward to that sort of stuff. But those screens can display all sorts of information that will help you in the event of an attack. So if Vanduul or pirates attack, you can expect to see a warning now. They've been working on the lighting for the moons and stuff and planets because as of right now, they were using a completely realistic system. Unfortunately, with that, there is literally no light on the dark side of a moon, which means you can't see anything when the sun's not like there. So they adjusted the lighting and stuff and gave it more of a glow or an aurora to it, which means that you'll be actually able to see what you're doing at nighttime. Not overly well, because they still want you to use your lights and things like this, but you'll be able to walk around, you know, and stuff. If you don't have any lights or whatever, you're out of power or whatever, at least you won't be bumping into rocks unable to see anything. And I like this. It gives the planets more of an atmospheric kind of feel to them. It makes them feel more alive, in my opinion, with this sort of nighttime glow they've added. As you can see here, they're tooling around with the lighting effects and stuff. I really do love it. I think Star Citizen's taking many steps in the correct direction. They're keeping the realism, and they're also keeping it looking fresh. It's very important to make things look nice. Also, Levski Landing, they've done more work on that. They've had some of the tech design and level design people come together and, you know, work together and making it more finished, you could say. But yeah, I absolutely love Levski. Levski's got a very rustic, kind of very grungy feel to it, and I'm all about that. I love that look. It reminds me a little bit of the original, what was it? Total Recall, you know, the one where they're on Mars. That's what it reminded me of a little bit. But yeah, I really do love it. I think it's going to be a great place to visit in 3.0. I can't wait. It looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, just look at that. Look at the level of attention to detail. It's just glorious. They've been adding bigger mining outpost things in the distance, different, you know, things scattered around the area. They've also been working on optimization, like basically trying to really, you know, trim things down and make everything run a lot better, which is very important, as we all know. It's very important to make the game run good. I mean, it's got to look nice, but it's also got to run pretty damn good too. I mean, in the full game, we're looking at seeing everybody in the same sort of instance anyway. But just look at that. Look how amazing that looks. Levski Landing. Absolutely glorious. Look at that. Very beautiful indeed. The planet surface away from the outpost or the base or whatever still looks absolutely fantastic. All these sort of areas here. And then there's the moons. This is a before picture of one of the moons, basically surface. As you can see, it's very bland, not really much going on. And then boom, what do? They added steamy rock things, or vents in the surface, and I love it. It gives it more of an alien feel, makes the place feel much more alive, and it reminds me of some kind of 1970s movie set, if I'm perfectly honest, but I love it. It looks great. But yeah, just look at Daymar, though. Isn't that fantastic? Absolutely beautiful, breathtaking, the amount of work that's gone into this. I mean, yeah, CIG really do know how to produce a nice piece of art, in my opinion. I mean, it looks absolutely fantastic. And these are all places we're going to be able to visit, guys, so yeah, it's going to be great. Imagine landing there. You know, you're flying down your constellation, you've waited for this moment. You look for a nice spot to land, and you touch down on a strange new alien world for the first time. I mean, imagine that feeling you're going to get when you get out of your ship. You know, it's going to be great. You're going to have a good time. They've been working on all sorts of other animated things, like animated decals, that's it, which is pretty cool, because you get the ground effects there, as you can see. They've also been working on the sprint effects, because, you know, if you've been sprinting for too long and your stamina will run out. And what happens when you run out of stamina? Well, you pass out, as you already know. But they're working on implementing that into the game. This is something I've talked about 3.5 months ago, and it's good to see it actually being worked on now. Landing on moons, they're currently working on, well, what looks like crash landing, in my opinion, and seeing how that works out. It's good they're getting the bugs ironed out for that sort of stuff early. I mean, it would suck to land on a planet with your constellation. Your crew disembarks, and everyone's like, wow, we did it! And the ship slowly starts sinking into the ground, and then gets jettisoned back into space at Mach 5. Ah, weapon skins. Here we go. Now we're talking. They're working on weapon skins and different decals for weapons and customizations and things like this. Please let me know in the comments below what kind of a weapon skin you would love to have. Me personally, I'd have to go with red and black hazard stripes. That would be nice. But yeah, I really do love this. They're working on this type of stuff, and they're also talked about special weapons that might be won through events and stuff. But yeah, standalone special weapons. But yeah, in terms of skins. But we've got a new Preacher weapon series, size 1 to 3, scatter guns. They're pretty cool. They've been working on animations as well. As you're about to see here, this guy is about to get roadhoused. Pretty hardcore. And yeah, it looks really cool. The animation team have been really doing a great job, in my opinion, at making stuff look really crisp. Hey, imagine doing something like that in the game, though, in terms of, like, if they ever do implement a hand-to-hand system like this, imagine that. That would be insane. Just bam, right around the face. Just let's watch that again. Boom, there you go. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Alright, they've also been working on the door system, as I mentioned earlier with the rooms and stuff, but they've been working on doors as a whole in terms of for outposts, ships, everything, you name it. So doors will be able to be hacked into, and they'll also be able to be breached, aka you blow up the door, and things like that. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out with the oxygen system. I can imagine someone explosively decompressing something. As we can see here is the early animations for the Eclipse. It fires one torpedo at a time. They talked about having a long lock-on time, which is interesting. This ship is very much a dedicated bomber for a ship. The torpedoes it deploys one at a time, unlike the Retaliator. So there was some concept artwork of it flying 3 at the same time. Unfortunately, that's not the case, but hey, it makes sense. It's a balancing thing. I get it. They've been talking about how when it's in atmosphere, all the flaps and stuff extend and things like that, which I mentioned before in my complete info video on the Eclipse. But yeah, the Eclipse is a very much an interesting ship. They talked about how it's not a dogfighter, but when it's in space, you can see how everything folds inwards. And there's landing gear. I think that does look fantastic when it lands. It's got a very menacing look to it once it's landed. And there's the two size 2 guns that come out of the little pockets there. Yeah, no, I really love the early concept animations, or the very early versions of them. As we all know, guys, this is subject to change. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this helped, you know, get you up to speed in a very short period of time. because I know a lot of people out there do not have the time to watch Around the Verse. Thank you so much for sticking with the channel, guys. It does mean a lot to me. As you know, I make videos for free. I've been doing this for over a year now. And yeah, I am happy to continue doing so. Like I say, you guys have kept coming back here, liking and subscribing and commenting, and that's more than enough for me. So I hope I put a smile on your face and made your day better, because you certainly have made mine better by watching this video. Thank you, guys. So let me know what kind of weapon you want to have in terms of skin in the comments below. What weapon skin would you like? Also, stay tuned to this channel, because not tomorrow, but the next day, I'll be putting up another Let's Talk About It video, and this one is on this very ATV, where I get a group of people and we all discuss, you know, what we thought and things like this, and theories and all sorts of crazy stuff. I guarantee you, if you like this type of stuff, you can enjoy it. So yeah, the audio has also been fixed for those of you who saw the last one. Yeah, the audio in the last video we did was a bit messed up, but yeah, it's all sorted now. Thank you guys yet again. I've been going on for too long now for watching the video. You know the drill, commanders. Fly safe, and I'll see you in the verse.